let's talk about the best Switch games of 2021. Welcome back to the channel. This is 128KB. I'm Andy, and if you're new to the channel, go down there, hit that like and subscribe because it really does help us out. So 2021 has been a good year, but you know, there's been better years and there's been worse years. But for games wise, I'm gonna go over my favorite. So my favorite ones that I've actually played. So I do apologize straight up if your favorite game isn't included on the list. But if your favorite game isn't included on the list, go down there and let me know in the comments because I'd love to know, and maybe that'll get me to go check it out. Yes, I am dressed up all Christmassy because it's that time of the year. So I hope you have a great Christmas if you celebrate it. So first up on our list, and by no means are any of these in any specific order. Well, maybe the last one is. But first up on our list is Super Mario 3D World and Bowser's Fury, or as I like to call it, Bowser's Furry. So yes, 3D World was actually a remake of a Wii U game, but nobody other than me has a Wii U, right? So I think it counts as a Switch game, as well as the fact that Bowser's Furry, as I'm going to call it, was a new addition for the Switch. Now this game is absolutely amazing, and I'm actually playing through it again right now with Christina, and we're having such a great time. And it's hilarious because the first time I played this wasn't actually on the Wii U, it was on the Switch. And if you've been a 3DS fan or a 3DS player and you've played 3D Land on the 3DS, so Mario 3D Land, that is one of my favorite 3DS games. I love that game, it's so cool. And this is essentially the console version. So like all the levels and everything just feel exactly the same as the 3DS version. They're not the same, they are different. But I just love the sort of vibe. It's a 3D Mario game, but you are level based. So there's sort of like an overworld, and then you like sort of jump into mini worlds. So you have like world 1, world 2, world 3, but then in those worlds you have like little sort of maps and areas that you jump in, and then you have to collect stars, and you also collect stamps as well. So the stamps are hidden, and then you get a big stamp book at the end of the level when you've found the stamp, and it stamps it on there. It's just really cool, and I've been playing it co-op with Christina, so couch co-op, and it can be 4-player as well, and it's just so fun. I love it. I love how the sort of like mini levels suck you in. You can easily go through without finding all the stars or stamps, but if you want 100% it like me and Christina, it's just so much fun because it doesn't take much time. It's not like Mario Odyssey, let's say, where you jump in and then you're like, you've got that sort of burden of, oh, I've just got to keep going, even though that's an amazing game. This is like, okay, I don't have much time, so let's jump in and just play a couple worlds and then maybe call it quits there. And then, you know, like next time you jump on, you can do a couple more worlds or something like that. It's just so much fun. These worlds are all different. There's little Toad levels as well, like little Toad treasure levels, which refer to Toad's treasure hunt game as well, which is really cool. But there's so much going for this game, and I highly recommend that you check this out if you haven't played it already. It came out this year for the Switch, and it is, for me, it was one of the best games of 2021 on the Switch. I love it. I do love Mario, and this is one of my favorite Mario games. I'm gonna say it. This is one of my favorite Mario games because it's so reminiscent of that 3D Land on the 3DS game, which I absolutely loved. It's just a shame that, you know, it's not actually 3D like on the 3DS. Next up is Mario Party Superstars. Love that game. We've got a whole video about this game, so go and check that out if you haven't seen it already. I go like fully in depth in that video, so check that out. But this game is so good. It's kind of like a remake of the original Mario Parties, and then it's got some extra stuff thrown in. There's so many mini games. This is like the definitive Mario Party experience on the Switch. And again, playing it with Christina, yeah, you can play more than 2 players, but we've just been doing it 2-player, and we've gone through the whole game, and we're gonna keep playing it. Like there's so many sort of replayability aspects of this game, and it's just so much fun. Like it's so silly, and I love the fact that with this game, instead of Super Mario Party, which is also on the Switch, just ignore that one and go for Mario Party Superstars, this one, because you actually get to use a Pro controller as well. You're not forced to use the Joy-Cons because you're not flailing around like a crazy. You can just actually play it with the Pro controller, which is so much better. It's really, really easy to do, and it's so much fun. You can change the turns, like how long like each map's gonna play. I love the like references to the original games where you see like screenshots, and I love that the game like knows that it's a remake of sorts. It's really cool. If you want to see my like full-on in-depth explanation about this game, go and watch our dedicated video, because it's definitely one to see. And for me, it's just light-hearted fun. I'm all about that, especially with multiplayer games. It's so good. Check this one out if you haven't played it already. Now, next on our list is not an exclusive. It's not exclusive to the Switch, but I loved this game so much that I had to mention it in this video, and that's Hot Wheels Unleashed, which is so reminiscent of Micro Machines back on like the PlayStation and stuff in the 90s, which I loved that game. But this is Hot Wheels Unleashed. Oh, it's so good. The car's great. The way it drives, like each car drives differently, and there's so many cars, and I'd no idea how they've made it that each and individual, like every car just feels unique, and all the maps and levels, oh, it's so good. I love the fast pace. It's kind of like, it's an arcade racer. It is so good. It's vibrant, it's in your face. It looks brilliant on the Switch OLED model. Christina's actually done a full-blown like 20-minute video just on this game where she goes through every single aspect of the game, what's good about it, what's not, even though there's not actually that much bad about it, but the whole game is fantastic. If you're into arcade racers, 100% you must play this game. Just get it. There's also a like what do they call it? I can't remember. Like a season pass. There you go, where you unlock new stuff. So I think they got like Batman themed stuff on there at the minute. I haven't got the season pass, but I really want to get it. Maybe I'll get it in the new year. It's a great game. Go check out Christina's video if you haven't seen it already. This is an amazing game. If you're into racers, you have to try this one. Next up is WarioWare Get It Together. Now again, Christina has done a should you buy video on this, so go check that out if you want to see more, because this game is, again, really, really good. Multiplayer through and through. If you're new to WarioWare games, this is by far an excellent one to jump in on. It's so easy, it's so fun. This is the first time you actually get to play as Wario and all the, or Wario, however you want to say his name, and all of his like crew, because normally you're just like nobody sort of doing stuff. It's kind of hard to explain, but in this one you're actually playing as the characters, and all you have to do is move directions and press A. But each character has their own unique like play style and attack abilities and stuff like that. It's so good, so much fun. It's really short though, so I would say if you can find it on sale, then maybe don't pay like full price, not like full £50. It's a little bit steep. I'm happy to pay that because I'm a massive WarioWare lover. I loved it from WarioWare Touched on the Nintendo DS, like back in like 2005 or whenever that was. That's what hooked me on WarioWare games. We've got the Wii version, we've got like loads of different ones. Such a good game. I can't really explain. Go watch Christina's video if you haven't seen it already, but this is just so much fun. Like I said, it's really quick to beat. You can beat the storyline pretty fast, but there is so much replayability to like beat your times and get through faster, and there's so many mini games, there's so much stuff to do. It's just great fun. Now, this is my indie game spotlight of the year, and yes, there has been so many indie games. I could make a whole nother video on them, but honestly, I haven't had that much time this year to play through as many indies as I want. I've bought a lot, but I haven't actually played them enough to actually give my opinion to you, so I don't really want to like just bring up like rubbish. Do you know what I mean? I don't want to make stuff up on the spot. I'm telling you about games I've played and I've loved, and this one in particular has been my favorite indie game of the year, and that is Spiritfarer. Such an amazing game. Oh my I was meant to make a whole dedicated video for this, but then we got sucked into playing other games alongside this, and I thought, you know what, the time's passed, but now is the time that I'm mentioning this game. Spiritfarer is lovely. It's a little bit sad. You are a Spiritfarer, so your job is essentially to guide spirits that are like almost in limbo through to pass on to the other side so that they can go through, and you basically are like, you kind of help them through tough memories or something that's held them in limbo, and you see family members there, you see other things, and they're represented as like creatures. So the spirit you'll find is like a little like blobby spirit person, and then when you take them on board, because you have a boat, you're a farer, okay, so you have a boat, and once you get them on board of your boat, they turn into like an animal, and then you help them. They have requirements, you have to make food for them, maybe they like, I don't know, chopping wood or whatever it is, and then you end up building all this stuff, and your boat gets bigger and bigger and bigger, and you can expand it, and you can go around this big map where you can sail, and you go through like lightning and thunderstorms. Oh, it's so good, and it's co-op. You can play as the main character and then the two-player, the player 2 can play as your little cat, and you can even go and hug each other. It's so good. Me and Christina absolutely love this game. It's a bit melancholy, but it's just so nice. It's a beautiful game. I think they've just surpassed 1 million sales, and for a small company that have made this, I wish them all the best of luck, and I cannot wait to see what their next game is, because this is absolutely amazing. There's 3 updates for it as well, which are free, so like content updates, and they are free, so I highly recommend to check out Spiritfarer. Absolutely love this indie game. Go see it if you don't know what I'm talking about. Now there's 2 games next on the list which I haven't played, but I'm going to mention them just because these are big games and I know there's a big following, and I'm sure loads of people will wish that I've said that they were like in the best games of 2021, right? And that is Monster Hunter Rise. I personally am not a big Monster Hunter guy. I've always wanted to play it. I've got a bunch of the old games, but I've never got into it, and that's probably because I've not really played it with anybody. Christina's not really into it either, so I've just been left to play it on my own, and I've just never really got into it. But I haven't played Monster Hunter Rise. I played the demo, kind of liked it, but not enough for me to like buy it. Maybe if it goes in the sale at some point, I'll give it a go, but I know loads of people love Monster Hunter Rise. And the next one up, before I get on to my top game of the year, is Shin Megami Tensei 5. Now this is like almost like Pokemon for adults. It looks fantastic. It looks amazing. Like the gameplay, everything that they're doing with this game looks right up my street, but I'm not a massive like turn-based like combat guy, which is weird because I like Pokemon and I like Advanced Wars, those kind of games. But for some reason, like Final Fantasy, things like that, I've just never really gelled with that turn-based combat. But this might be the game that I actually go and change my mind about. I might actually pick this up in the new year because it just looks that good. So if you love this game, let me know why in the comments and say, Andy, you need to go buy this game. Come on, why are you not playing it? And then we'll see what I can do about that. But my game of the year of 2021, and you probably all know what it is already because I've done so many videos on this already on the channel, and I love it, and I love it so much. Metroid 5 Dread. Yeah. Okay, Andy. Yeah, everyone knew already. We've got unboxing videos of the collector's edition where I go like page by page through the entire collector's book and everything else. I've got all the amiibos. I've actually just got the Metroid Dread pin set from my Nintendo rewards. I did it last night. I was on my phone playing Fire Emblem to get enough silver coins, platinum points, to be able to buy the pin set, which I finally did it last night. So yeah, that's going to be coming. I love Metroid Dread. I could literally spend like an hour talking about Metroid right now, but my Metroid like journey goes really far back. Go watch our other Metroid Dread videos because I kind of explain it there. But I started playing Metroid a long time ago, the 2D Metroids, then the 3D Metroids, and I've just been a fan ever since. And now for like 20 years later or whatever it's been, Metroid 5 Dread has finally come out. It is amazing. I was really on the fence of like, is it not going to live up to my expectation? It did. I completed that game start to finish. I could not put it down. I think I 100%ed it in just under 14 hours, I think, on my first playthrough. This is an amazing game. It won Best Action Adventure Game of the Year. Whether that was just under Nintendo or just in general, whatever, it deserves to be Game of the Year because that is my Game of the Year. So good. You play as Samus, you're a bounty hunter. It is a 2.5D like platforming side scroller. Get out, Andy. And it's just so much fun. The bosses are amazing. That final boss, I had to rage through it because normally I would just rage quit, come back another day. Nope. Every single boss in this game, as soon as I started the boss, I would not turn the game off until I finish that boss, even if it took me like 20 tries. That final boss, that really got me. But fantastic game. Storyline's amazing. If you've never played Metroid, this is going to be hard because there's no difficulty select and the games are hard. If you've never played it, I would highly advocate that you maybe play one of the older ones if possible, maybe like Super Metroid on the Nintendo Switch Online service. It's on the SNES. But if not, maybe watch some videos, see if you like it. It's kind of like you get lost a lot if you're new. I've got a bit of experience behind my back, so I kind of knew what I was in for, and I loved every minute of it, but I have seen people struggling with it. But anyway, this is an amazing game, and that's been my top list of 2021 games this year. What do you think? Do you agree with me on any of those, or do you go, Andy, you just picked all the obvious ones. Oh, they're not my top games. Let me know down in the comments what your top games of this year are, and tell me about indie games you love, because like I said, I've not had enough time this year to like actually get stuck into them, and I've got quite a few, I just haven't played them properly yet. But anyway, I hope you've enjoyed this video. I hope you have a great Christmas, if I can speak. Classic. Maybe next year I'll be able to speak English. Go down there, hit that like and subscribe button, and get ready for our next video, because I'm sure you'll want to check that out as well. Anyway, check out our website, 128KB. I'm Andy. See you in the next one. Thanks for watching.